Hey sports fans, this is Steven here for JustMyPicks.com, and I'm bringing you a special breakdown debate video between Michael Jordan versus LeBron James. A lot of people talk about how Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. He does all these things great. I agree with some of you guys to some of your points. 6 NBA championships, yes, 2 3-peats back to back. All that stuff's great. But what you have to look at is LeBron James is a whole nother animal. LeBron James, you think about his physical nature being 6'8", 280, and he's one of the most fastest players on the court. Michael Jordan, yes, he did change the game with his sneakers. Yes, he did change the game by holding his tongue out, flying through the air, dunking the ball. But you have to look at more than that. Look at the state of the NBA when he won those NBA championships, and look at the state of the NBA now that LeBron James is in the NBA. So I look at it, it breaks down simply like this. Michael Jordan was a great player, but if they were to go together in a one-on-one matchup, LeBron is bigger, LeBron is stronger, LeBron is faster. A lot of people talk about how Jordan would have some mental edge over LeBron. If you're playing a game of one-on-one, I've played plenty of games of one-on-one. There's never been a time where I just stopped and said, hey, I'm mentally going to beat you today. No, it's nothing like that. No. LeBron James, he's bettering his jump shot. At this stage in LeBron's career, he is a better player overall than Michael Jordan ever was in his career. You look at from the defensive standpoint, LeBron is one of the league leaders in rebounds and steals. He leads his team each and every night in all major categories. We've seen LeBron guard 1 through 5 on the defensive end. Jordan wasn't big enough to guard anybody past 3. He could guard the point guard, the shooting guard, and the small forward. He couldn't guard a power forward or a center. We've seen LeBron do some great things as far as the Olympics. One of the things that stood out for me last year in the Olympics, LeBron James stood out over everybody, over Kobe, over Carmelo, over Durant, and this is the second time he's done this. And you point out LeBron is in the top tier of the NBA. There's nobody else in his stratosphere. I know Kevin Durant is in that second stratosphere and trying to get to LeBron's top stratosphere, but look at their paths. Look at the team he took to the NBA Finals in Cleveland. A lot of people cannot even name a single starter besides LeBron James off those teams. And, having Boobie Gibson is cool, and having Big Zilgauskas is cool, and having Sasha Pavlovic is cool, but you really don't remember that Cleveland team he took to the NBA Finals. So Michael Jordan always had help, because I can easily say that Michael Jordan would have never won a championship if it was not for Scottie Pippen. I can easily say that without Phil Jackson, he would have never won a ring. So a lot of people they get carried away, and look at when Jordan won his rings. When Jordan won his rings, everybody that he really had competition with was either past their prime or too old. He lost a lot of times against Larry Bird's Celtics in their prime. He beat Magic's Lakers, but Magic was past his prime by then. Magic was not the same Magic he came into the league and we know and loved him as. Kareem was not the same Kareem Abdul-Jabbar that we knew him to be. James Worthy was not the same. It was just too different. He never beat Isaiah's Pistons in their prime. When Isaiah and them were running off championships, he kept faltering under the pressure against the Pistons before then. Like, a lot of people have to remember, yes, he beat a Utah Jazz team, but he beat them with an old Karl Malone and an old John Stockton. We can give him that he beat Gary Payton and Sean Kemp. I give him that. Not to take away anything from Michael Jordan's game, but a lot of people need to back off LeBron. LeBron has simply taken the NBA by storm. He is the best overall player on this planet in the NBA. If I had to put my money on one player to build a championship team, a pass-first superstar who also can get his, we've seen him take over several games just like Jordan can, but my thing is, he's winning NBA MVPs. Sometimes you just can't help that your team loses the NBA Finals. We can easily, I'll admit, LeBron choked in that Finals against the Dallas Mavericks, but a lot of times you have to realize, like, everything can't be put on one player. If this is truly a team game, yes, Jordan gets the praise when they win, and he gets the blame when they lose, just like LeBron does. But I say this by saying, I think that overall, when you look at a skill level from a physical standpoint and where LeBron James is right now and his dominance in the NBA, There's nobody can stop him. If they played 5-on-5, you don't know any other point guard that can steamroll any other player on the. He can blow past any person on the court. He can out physical, out muscle. And when you hear people like Chris Paul or you hear people like Carmelo talk about how LeBron is so difficult to guard, it's for a reason. LeBron has a very high IQ, just like Michael Jordan did, and I think that he's done more with less over the years. I say look at his years in Chicago versus his years in Cleveland with Michael Jordan versus LeBron. Don't look at the Miami Heat time, because right now he's showing us he can lead a team full of superstars. And you got to look at it. Back then, when Michael Jordan won, he had other Hall of Famers on his team. And when he won the championship, you really didn't see 2 or more Hall of Famers in their prime on one team. You had Charles Barkley, who was in his prime, but he didn't have another superstar. You had Gary Payton, who had a Shawn Kemp that was close to his prime. And you had John Stockton and Karl Malone, who was way past their prime. You know, just like I said, with Magic and Kareem, they were past their prime, well past. So a lot of people just need to open up their minds, open up their thoughts. And when you have LeBron James, you have a proven talent who is not only dominating, and I think that LeBron will run off at least 4 NBA titles. I think that after he can get out of this contract in about a year, he will go back to Cleveland, and we will see him take the Cleveland Cavaliers to their first NBA title in forever. So a lot of people just need to realize LeBron James is a little better than Michael Jordan right now. You know, and I love MJ to death, but I can easily make the same statement that he won't have a single ring without Scottie or Phil. You know, he also had Dennis Rodman on those teams. He had Ron Harper. He had B.J. Armstrong. He had Luke Longley. He had Tony Kukoc. He had a team around him. A lot of people say that he didn't have a team. He had Steve Kerr. He had a lot of people that could shoot, a lot of people that could play defense. So this has been the JustMyPicks.com LeBron versus Michael Jordan debate. You can check me out at YouTube /JustMyPicksTV. You can follow me on Twitter at JustMyPicksTV. Check out all my videos and subscribe to the links below. Check us out. Thank you very much for subscribing. Please share my videos and comment.